Risley actually dates back to the 11th century and is recorded in the 1086 Domesday Book, saying that the land at this time was held by Roger de Boisy. There were many other owners since then, including Sir Richard Willoughby II, who became Lord Chief Justice of England. But it wasn't until the owner Ernest Terror Hooley began making Risley Hall what we see today. Ernest Hooley was a flamboyant financier who enjoyed all the trappings of his wealth. He owned Papworth Hall in Cambridgeshire and Trafford Hall in Manchester. In 1890 he purchased Risley Hall for the price of £5,000. And then Hooley set about building a new west front, converting the North Stable Range into the baronial hall and landscaping the grounds surrounding it. A visitor from the Illustrated Sporting and Dramatic News found Risley Hall as an ideal home in the fullest acceptance of the word. Here Mrs. Hooley dispenses hospitality in graceful and gracious fashion, making guests as much at home as the sons and daughters of the house. Pedigree cattle grazed on the land, and art treasures adorned the walls. Up to 5 breakfast parties could be given in one morning, with the ebullient host moving between them. He enjoyed a close relationship with Edward, the Prince of Wales, who spoke of "my very particular friend Hooley." Extravagant with loved ones, generous to his workers, and charitable to the needy, Hooley was a respected and popular lord of the manor. When Jesse Boot was struggling to turn his business of cash chemicals into a company, it was Hooley who came forward with a loan. Raleigh Cycles, Dunlop Tyre Company, Bovril and Schweppes were among the famous names that brought Hooley a huge profit by 1898. However, Ernest Hooley's luck didn't last, and several times he saw his fortune disappear. He would even face bankruptcy. His fall was as dramatic as his rise, and he had liabilities of £1.5 million by the time Edward VII took the throne in 1901, which saw Hooley lose his royal favour. Yet, with Risley Hall placed out of the creditor's reach, he continued to live in splendid luxury, albeit bankrupt. Hooley was quoted as saying, "I've made 4 fortunes in the course of my busy life. Money isn't difficult to get hold of. I've always found it harder to keep." Hooley's daughter Teresa Hooley was raised at Risley Lodge. She wrote poetry, and her first poem was published in The Girl's Realm. In later years her poetry would be published in the Daily Mirror with those of Edith Sitwell. Teresa Hooley wrote with a passion for the Derbyshire countryside in which she was raised, and the unspoiled grounds of Risley Hall stays true to her inspiration.